Has he spoken to his attorney yet?
No, he hasn't.
Okay. She's in a breakout room with another person, and as soon as she's done with that person, I'll put you in the breakout room with Mr. Strickland. So it'll be a few minutes, okay?
Okay, sir, I just want to let you know he's not consenting to do a video arraignment.
So what is he consenting to do?
I'm getting him his paper. Is there any paper clips or anything?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go to court.
This is the court, sir.
I don't consent to the thing. I'm asking why they can't bring me court.
Okay, hold on. Does he want to speak to an attorney first?
Yeah, well, let's have him speak to an attorney first. You have to speak to an attorney. You have to.
Hold on. Mr. Strickland? Mr. Strickland, can you hear me?
I don't need an attorney.
This is the judge.
Okay, Mr. Strickland,
Open the door.
can you hear me?
Can you hear
Oh,
him?
you don't want to hear me.
Sir, can you hear him?
What?
Mr. Strickland, this is Magistrate William Burden. Good morning. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you want to speak with an attorney?
Who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man with a name? Because that's what I'm trying to find out right now, Judge. Who are you speaking with? The name entity or the flesh and blood?
I'm speaking to the person that's talking to me right now.
I am executive of the named entity. That's who you're talking to right now. Do you understand? I am the executor of the named entity. I demand to be released on my own recognizance. I have right here, Judge. You see this, Judge? And then I also have a UCC1 in the named entity. So y'all trying to run a lien on the name, that's illegal. Who are you trying to conversate with? The named entity or the flesh and blood man?
You won't be walking out today simply because you insist on it. Claiming that estates are worth less than meaningless items doesn't make it true, and it certainly doesn't justify needing someone else to intervene on your behalf. Take your UCC forms, your arguments, and all that paperwork and set them aside because they aren't helping your situation. Your attempts to work around the system aren't effective, and they won't change the outcome. Reality doesn't bend to demands, and no amount of insistence will make it do so.
Secretary of State and the federal government. Here it is right here, the Secretary of State, Johnson.
Okay. Sir?
It's right here, Lincoln. To the flesh and blood man or the name. I'm trying to ask.
Sir, whether I'm talking to the flesh and blood or named entity, I'm talking to both of y'all at the same time. Do either of you want to speak to an attorney?
No, sir.
Okay.
And I don't consent to an attorney. I don't consent to be in no hearing.
Sir, I just asked you one question. I just need one answer.
And I don't consent.
Okay, I know that.
So who are you speaking with? The flesh and blood man or the name entity?
I'm speaking to both of y'all. I'm speaking to both of y'all at the same time. How about that?
You can't.
Now, sir, I know you want me to release you.
Here it is.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Here.
Are you gonna let me talk? Sir?
Sir?
Are you gonna let me talk? I got some questions for you.
I'm here without consent.
Put the paperwork down,
Don't
sir.
consent to this.
I know you don't consent to this. You want the court to release you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Want to release you, the entity, or the person in the flesh? Which one?
Flesh and blood man. I own the entity, so it's going to be released anyway.
All right, now.
For UCC1. Everything.
If you don't, when I talk, you listen.
I am.
If you don't want to talk to an attorney, and you don't want to be arraigned today, we're going to put you over to tomorrow. You understand that?
But we already been through this. I am exactly on the account.
It's surprising how some people don't realize they're actively working against themselves. This is your arraignment, and if you want any chance at release, you have to participate in the process. Refusing to engage only keeps you where you are and makes progress impossible. That wraps up the first video, though the judge hinted at trying again today, so if anything unfolds in court, there will be a new video tomorrow. For now, we move on to Magistrate Bry's courtroom, where a sovereign citizen identifying as a natural woman is facing similar challenges in navigating the process.
Hi,
Hi, can you state your name for the record, please?
Shannon Phillips.
Okay, thank you very much. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have here is a citation from May 27th of 2024 that charges that on or about that date you did operate a motor vehicle on E-Course Road at or near Harris Road with improper plates. It says that the plate did not come back to the vehicle that it was on. That is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand all that?
No, I do not understand.
Okay. So let me clarify. When I ask if you understand, what I want to know is, do you know now what you are being charged with, whether or not you agree with it?
No, I do not agree with it, and I filed
Okay.
paperwork to the court
Yes.
expressing that.
Okay, and I'm cutting you off for a second because I'm not asking if you agree with it. I'm just asking. I have explained that you're being charged with having improper plates. Do you understand that that is what you are being charged with? Again, I'm not asking if you agree with it. I just want to make sure, because the purpose of this hearing is to determine whether or not you are competent to stand trial.
Honestly, what did you expect would happen when the police ordered you out of your vehicle and you refused? Actions have consequences, and ignoring lawful instructions doesn't change reality. You can argue, protest, or justify yourself all you want, but the outcome was set the moment you chose not to comply. This isn't about fairness, it's about cause and effect, and your decisions led directly to what followed. Sometimes the hardest lessons are the ones we bring on ourselves by refusing to cooperate.
You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings. You do not have to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if these proceedings would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that does not apply to you, then do not worry about it. So, do you wish to have the public defender speak on your behalf?
No.
Okay. In regards to the misdemeanor charge against you, how are you pleading at this time? Or are you standing mute?
Standing mute.
Okay. I am going to set this for a...
Ma'am,
Yes.
this has been long and drawn out since, May. I don't even have that vehicle anymore. Unfortunately, I've had to buy 2 vehicles since that vehicle. Not to mention how aggressive and threatening your officers was when they approached my vehicle. Not to mention they were pulling on my door, yelling and...
I came across this segment on Old Squishy Gardner's channel, and it highlights a hearing that took place in Judge Washington's courtroom. The issue arose because the individual refused to properly state her name, just as she did during the Zoom call. Judge Washington, adhering strictly to procedure, recorded her as failing to appear and issued a bench warrant. This isn't just a technical issue, it shows how courtroom rules leave no room for personal resistance. I've included a link to the full video in the description if you want to watch the entire hearing.
On my phone. However, because my laptop is not working, I have to use my phone.
Okay. Before you continue, couple of things. One, I will note that the officers are not court employees, so they are not the court's officers. What I am going to do, because it is the next step in this process, is set you for a pretrial. Okay? The purpose of the hearing today is to make sure that you know what you're being charged with and what the potential penalties are. The next step is a pretrial, which is where you will get to discuss with the judge more of what happened that day, and if you have evidence, then you can bring it up then. Your pretrial is being scheduled for November 27th.
11/27.
Correct. This year, so that's 11/27/2024. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington. Because of your appearance here today, I am recalling the bench warrant that issued for your arrest on October 9th. That bench warrant had issued because of failure to appear for a number of arraignment dates that were set.
But I was there, and I have proof of that as well. I was on the hearing. It did the same thing it was doing now, saying that the host was there and would let me in. But I sat there for over like 2 hours on the 9th and the 10th and wasn't let.
All right, that wraps up the second hearing, and now it's time to move on to the third, once again in Judge Washington's courtroom. This time, there's a noticeable difference. She's decided to use her legal name. Judge Washington doesn't waste time or tolerate delays, and the tone in the courtroom makes that clear. Every procedural step is followed closely, leaving little room for avoidance or distraction. The contrast between the hearings highlights how firmly the courtroom is run and how compliance is expected.
Okay.
At the next hearing.
Okay. So, to be clear, the bench warrant is being recalled, so that is going away.
Thank you.
The court is setting a personal recognizance bond, so basically you're promising to appear for the next court date. Again, that's November 27th. I will note that sometimes, depending on the size of the docket, it can take a long time. And I think what was my arraignment docket last Wednesday took 3.5 hours. So it can take a long time. So long as you're seeing the message that the Zoom is still going on and that the host knows you're there and can let you in, then as much as it is not a whole lot of fun, you should wait. Okay? Okay. So, do you have any questions right now?
Not at the moment. I don't believe so, no.
Okay, thank you. So, your next court date again, November 27th, 2024, 9 in the morning, over...
You might believe you don't need a public defender, but realistically, handling these matters on your own hasn't gone well. Judge Washington isn't keeping the public defender's office involved to create problems. It's to ensure your rights are protected. The reality is, your understanding of the situation doesn't align with how the legal system actually works. Refusing guidance doesn't change the rules, it only shows how unprepared you are. In the end, the system exists to prevent people from making matters worse for themselves, whether they recognize it or not.
The Township of Ypsilanti versus Shannon Phillips, 24W001656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Your Honor, when I did speak to Ms. Phillips yesterday, she advised me that she did not want to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. Ms. Phillips, could you say your name, ma'am?
Ms. Phillips, please state your name.
Yes. Shannon Phillips, the natural woman. On the
Okay,
record and for the record, and let the record reflect. Can you guys hear me?
Very
It's saying
loudly.
I have an unstable connection. Okay. Just making sure.
So on October 9th, defendant was found in contempt of court. So that still stands, ma'am. You can choose not to have counsel if you want, but you need to understand that you can get up to 90 days on the contempt of court matter. Do you understand that?
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live in peace and to live as I intend to.
But given that she doesn't understand,
Was never let in, just like now. But I obviously, I guess it took a minute. You administering the trust without consent.
I'm not going to be.
I'm having a bad connection. It's going in
I'm
and out.
not
I'm
going to
not
be
hearing nothing
releasing
you
the
all are
public
saying.
defender's office from this case because I don't think she fully understands the consequences of her actions, and so she will continue to have the public defender.
I don't.
It's important to understand the distinction. Civil infractions are not criminal, while criminal offenses carry far more serious consequences. In this case, you're facing a criminal charge, not a simple civil matter. Just before being sent to the breakout room, the prosecutor offered an opportunity to reduce that criminal charge to a civil infraction. Accepting that offer would greatly reduce the potential consequences. Given the circumstances, it's worth carefully considering that option before it's no longer available.
I feel comfortable that you don't understand that you understand the laws of the state.
You all are speaking legalese. You all are speaking legalese. For me to say I understand the charges gives you all permission to administer the trust.
Okay.
I don't understand the charges.
Which is why you will not.
And I do not need counsel. I don't need representation.
Your request is denied, ma'am. You will have representation. All right. Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client wants to do?
Oh my goodness. This is
the charges.
You cannot make me have an attorney.
Well, actually, I can, ma'am.
Like, this is insane.
Well, I don't think it's me that's being insane.
I can handle my own affairs. I don't need your public defender. All I'm trying to do is get the case settled. That's all. This has been going on for so long. A waste of time and money, honestly.
Mr. Barnett, is there an offer?
There is an offer for the civil infraction and expired plate.
Your Honor, I'd be happy to go into a break-in with Ms. Phillips and explain that to her.
I will let you do that.
If you had paid closer attention, you would have heard multiple times that there's an offer to reduce the criminal charge to a civil infraction. A criminal charge can involve jail time, higher fines, and points on your driving record, while a civil infraction is typically limited to a fine. The choice is clear, yet you continue to complicate the situation. Understanding the difference matters, and accepting the deal could prevent unnecessary consequences. Simply put, cooperation now is far better than dealing with harsher outcomes later.
001656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davy Liebe on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Ms. Phillips, could you unmute and state your name, ma'am?
You have to unmute, ma'am.
Shannon Phillips, the natural woman.
Lebo, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, I did have a discussion with Ms. Phillips. I did attempt to explain the importance of representation, why the court has asked that she have an attorney in this matter, as well as conveyed Mr. Barnett's offer. Ms. Phillips indicated to me that she still opposes having an attorney. Additionally, indicated to me that she is not, at this time, wanting to accept the offer of an expired plate.
Well, I think the offer was for a civil infraction of something different.
I believe was the civil plate infraction.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
It's improper plate.
What was the offer again, Mr. Barnett?
It was the civil infraction of having an expired plate.
All right, thank you. And not the criminal, not the
Correct.
criminal infraction. Okay. So, Ms. Phillips, that's correct. You're rejecting that offer.
The offer of
At times, it may seem like common sense is being ignored, but the reality remains the same for everyone involved. There's no way around logic, rules, or established procedures. Your actions continue to reflect confusion and resistance rather than progress. While others move forward by following the process, you appear determined to challenge it at every turn. In the end, reality doesn't change, and patience has limits.
He just told you that he's offering you the civil infraction of expired plate as opposed to the criminal offense of expired plate. One carries
okay,
a...
but according to the Supreme Court, traffic infractions are not a crime. The people versus battle. So what criminal infraction? And I would just like for the case to be dismissed. One, because your who was it, Officer Hannah, and 3 more officers were surrounding my vehicle, pulling my door handles, threatening to pull me out of my vehicle.
Ms. Phillips, I'm going to advise
I don't
that you
even
not
have the
discuss
vehicle
this further.
anymore.
Ms. Phillips, I'll take that as a rejection of the offer. What was
Okay,
your
so what's the
client
offer?
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
tell
keep
him
going in
anything.
circles with you, ma'am. Mr. Lebo?
Right, y'all just hate to hear the truth. Y'all just want to do what y'all want to do.
Ma'am, if you don't stop yelling out in court, you've already been held in contempt before. I'm going to hold you in contempt and give you 10 days in jail. Do you understand? Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client would want to do?
I do not, Your Honor. I did have a discussion with her, but she did not convey to me a desire to participate in that conversation.
All right. Then if she's not telling you, I will set it for a trial date.
Ms. Phillips, Your Honor, I would perhaps ask the court to consider a competency referral.
Nothing is wrong with me, you all.
All right, January 8th, Elvis's birthday, a day to celebrate the King of Rock, and another busy day on the docket. Until then, there's plenty more to cover and a lot of content on the way, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If not, hit dislike, but be sure to leave a comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content.